Okay, so here's the thing. I'm right now in my garage, gonna do a workout. Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna be physically active during the next 45 minutes, and I honestly feel like this is kind of a waste of my time, because I don't really feel the need to work out, and I there are things that I would rather spend this time doing, like getting to studying Chinese. But I actually know that if I wasn't here right now preparing to work out and practice choreographing, practice like improving my ability to dance and reviewing my kung fu and tai chi, I'd probably say I'm gonna use this next hour to study Chinese. But I'd probably end up just watching a bunch of YouTube videos because I'm like, okay, I have an hour to start studying Chinese. And after that, I just realized that if I sit on the computer to start studying Chinese, I'll think, oh, I still have a lot of time left. But the more I limit the time I have to do certain things, the more I'm intentional about the time that I do have left. Like I was maybe 3 months ago. I was really down and in the dirt, like in the on the side of the road in my mind because I was in a funk because I was feeling really lonely. I've had a lot of social anxiety, and I was really going through it mentally. And I knew one of the ways to get rid of. I was thinking of solutions, things to deal with this um, sense of loneliness and isolation. And I'm still dealing with all that, but I knew one of the solutions to that was finding something productive to do that I had to do. Like, if people who don't have to do something, it makes it much harder to get things done. Like, oh, you want to study Chinese, or you want to work on write your writing, you want to work on a book, you want to work on content creation, but it's not anything you have to do. So if your passion isn't there enough, like you have been working on it and you're seeing a daily improvements of yourself progressing to it, keep it's hard to even start at that point. But I learned that by limiting my time and doing other things that I have to do, it made me more intentional with my time. So one of the things I knew I needed to do was get a job, and the job market is hard. So I feel for everyone. It was hard for me to get one. I got a job as a cleaner, and more about how that's been a blessing in disguise. But I got a job as a cleaner, a full time job, 9 to 5, while I work 7 to 3. But that in itself did so much more for me than not having a job and having a whole bunch of free time. I'm getting I'm getting more done from having less time than when I didn't have a job and my whole day was free. Like, not because I have money now so I can go out and buy things I like, and I can't really because I'm paying off a bunch of debt. But that is also another thing. So the job's another thing, and paying off debt's another thing. But what that did for me is it limited my time, and therefore it limited my resources. And so I I already kind of act with a scarcity mindset, but and maybe I don't fully understand the definition of a scarcity mindset. But by having, for me, less time, I value it more, and because I value it more, I'm much more intentional about how I spend it. Like, I know that I only have so many hours in the day to now study, do this physical activity, and then get to bed because I have to go to bed. Because if I don't, I won't be able to get up in time to prepare for work. And there's a lot that goes into preparing for work. I can't just stay up late because that means I'll probably sleep in, or it'll be very hard, and I probably won't get up on time, and that's gonna set my entire day up for failure. I won't do my morning routine, which is pretty good these days. I won't prepare a good lunch. I probably, because I have a limited amount of time, I think more proactively. I really think much more proactively. I know I need to go to the store at this time of the day or on this time on the weekend so that I optimize my time during the weekdays when I have much less free time. So my free time is now it's much more well spent. And I remember I talk about Eric Thomas a lot at home, and sometimes my family gets tired about hearing about him. He's a motivational speaker, and he was talking about measuring yourself daily and knowing what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong and making those adjustments. And by having this routine, by having this full-time job, I've been able to make incremental adjustments to make my days more efficient and more beneficial and more meaningful to me, because I can see the change. Maybe not the change directly in the things I'm pursuing, like my Chinese, but by having a consistent schedule, a routine, I can plan better and therefore improve on how I actually am working towards my goals. And because I'm constantly improving and I'm focusing on improving and not necessarily just studying more, just trying to study for that hour every day, because I'm just trying to be consistent with my limited resources. I think the progression is gonna come, and I'm gonna probably be surprised by what I've managed to achieve with what some might perceive as less. I'm not the type of person that can just I'm not the type of person where if I had a full day, I would actually sit in front of my computer on my laptop, actually do research, actually study Chinese, actually vocab, write all the vocab, study. I haven't worked that muscle. I was not great at that in school, in college. I wasn't a bad student, but I wasn't good at just sitting down and focusing on something. And I'm working on that skill. I'm trying to decouple myself from social media and other things like that. But it's been a process. And the more I try to teach myself to enjoy doing hard things, as Andrew Huberman describes, how dopamine is more effectively released, by training myself to enjoy doing hard things, I think my progression towards my goals and my mindset around working towards those things will get to the point where I enjoy studying, but this consistency, like this schedule, having this routine, is really helping me to practice building that muscle. Like, I now want to study more. I used to only be able to study for 15 minutes or flashcards sporadically throughout the day. Now I can sit down, and this isn't long, but I can sit down and I can focus for half an hour chunks. Now I have a lot of other stuff to do in the day, but this consistency is helping me build that muscle, and that muscle is helping me to work harder and enjoy that process. So I actually didn't think I would talk this long, but I'm glad I did. I still have like 30 minutes to work on my stuff, so I'm gonna do that, and hopefully improve on the things I'm trying to improve on. So yeah, Ben out.